Okay, so today's topic is about standards, and we are going to get into that by talking about Gucci and Keisha Kaur.
If you didn't know,
Gucci
somebody got a 25K ring, honey.
For real, at the Hawks game, and it went viral. This little clip where they were like on the kiss cam. And we don't really wish they would have kissed, but they were kind of like,
But you can see her grab his face, like, you better kiss me. Right. But it was real cute.
And he got up and proposed. So the controversy is coming because he didn't get on his knee. I'm not sure if he asked her either, but a lot of people
he did. I seen his mouth. He asked.
And you could tell, like, he tried to handle the ring. She kind of told him, like, no, put it on. It looked real. Her hand was shaking. Everybody looked nervous. Not only are they getting proposed to, but they're on the Jumbotron and whatever else.
Nerves.
So people are talking about Gucci not getting on his knee. And the nerve
of anybody to say anything that ain't got no ring, that ain't got no man, that ain't got no almost man, that don't have nothing.
Girl.
Now when it comes to it, would I want my man to get on a knee? Heck yeah, I want him to get on my one knee.
But if he didn't, would I say no?
No, right. And that's the thing. If he didn't get on his knee, would I say no? No, because let's be honest. You don't know what's going through a man's head at the time of proposal and he probably literally forgot that was what he was supposed to do.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell as soon as the cam got on him, he knew what he had to do, and it was already like, oh my God. He looking at the camera, she looking like, you better kiss me.
Right then when they see what look like it about to happen.
Right, he reaches down and he stands up and he opens it by the time she's looking, so it's already like, oh my God, she's panicking, she's shaking, whatever. And you could just really tell that it was just a very overwhelming situation to be in. And then you also got to think of the type of man Gucci is.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to characterize him as anybody, but we could say that he's endowed with the streets. He's street. He might be quote unquote hood,
endowed with the streets,
or whatever the case may be. But maybe the knee thing wasn't necessarily anything that crossed his mind other than I'm going to show her that I appreciate her because not only did she hold me down, but I left her money and she, I had way more money than I left her with. She really showed me who she was as a person and to show her that I love her and I appreciate her. Let me give her this ring. It's not even about, the knee is the least of the factor, first of all.
And it's different strokes for different folks.
Yes.
That's just like the people that was complaining about Forever Dunkin'.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
So it's just like the things y'all are worried about are minuscule in the fact that you spending your life with somebody. If we gonna go on the side of these people are gonna be together forever, hopefully, whatever, we're not gonna be saying you ain't get down on your knee 50 years ago. I can't believe that. Or if we are, it's a joke.
And then if he did get on one knee and the carrot won 25K, he got on his knee, but the ring could have been bigger. She held him down for 2 years when he was in.
And there were people saying, you don't got to get on your knee if you give me 25K. And it's like, well, if that's what you think is more important.
Then that's your issue.
Right.
That's why you single right now.
Moving on with the whole
thing. But either way, the gist of it all is, let's not be so quick to judge the outside of what's acceptable for somebody else. Like, everybody's standards or things that they will appreciate to be done. Everybody is different. Me and Pierre may not like the same things, but that doesn't make what she likes any less than what I like.
Right.
We two different people. We got our own different minds. Shout out to Gucci and Keisha Kaur.
Congratulations.
Hey, shout out to y'all. Black love is black love. And hey, what people also don't know is he made a big statement for those people that are endowed in the streets. Some people ain't seen, people don't see that all the time. Mm-hmm. People proposing and really showing somebody I love you or whatever the case may be. So shout out to him on many different levels and great success to you all and you all's marriage. Hey, we love y'all.
Can't wait to see the wedding pictures.
Can't wait to see it. Can't wait for y'all to send us the invitation. We'll be there. Hood Affair, Hood Classics. So let us know the dress code.
Okay, so that's our example of standards that was in the media this week. Everybody has their own standards. And one of the first questions, the first thing, I don't know where we want to start. The first thing is...
people was going at it on Facebook. My God.
What do we think are standards? Because one of the questions I asked was, what's the difference between having standards and being picky, which popped off. For me, I think your standards are things that you won't compromise on. And I don't think it has to be necessarily, a lot of people say the difference between physical things and, like intangible, like characteristics of a person. I don't think that's necessarily the case, but I think your standards are things you won't compromise on, things that are important to you. And being picky is when, so say you have standards that are you can see and some you can't see. Being picky is when you don't know that they have the ones you can't see because you judging the ones you can see. You know, that type of thing where you just rule them out from jump.
Or like if they meet the standard and you didn't find something wrong with what the standard is you set for a man.
And I read an article that said you can't have standards when you don't know what you want. So, and somebody else texted me that too.
And usually, in another comment somebody has said, as far as we always say what we want, but we end up just falling for whatever it is that we like. So it's like, whatever it is, it don't matter.
And that's what one of the comments says. It says, standards is knowing that what you want or don't want and being honest with yourself and the other person. Picky is the transition between not knowing what you like at all and having standards. And that's really interesting. Where you think you know what you want, but you don't. And so you're just ruling people out. That is being picky.
And you just all over the place.
You don't truly know what you like or want. However, there's a fine line between being picky and having standards that often gets crossed. But this is when you know what you like and want, but someone special could come around and make exceptions for them. Which is when if you're being picky, you'll never meet that person. That's true.
So, I also think the picky word,
such a
bad word, quote unquote, but it really isn't, because there really are people that are just nitpick their way out of a guy.
Right.
Like, they just don't want to let anybody in, so they set all these standards plus picks. And it's like, you can't be picky if you don't have much to pick from either.
Oh.
Or if you don't even have that, and that's the other side, you being picky about things that you don't even possess.
Yes,
or you're having a standard of something that you don't even have on your own.
And let's keep it real. People that usually call somebody picky ain't got picked.
Hello.
That's how I feel. Because I've never been called picky by somebody that I'm talking to because they got picked. So
whether it work, whether it don't work,
right.
You got picked. Miss K5 says standards should be non-negotiable.
Yeah, and I think I read, where was it? One sign that you know your standards are too high is if your list is never ending. So your standards can't be down to the nitty gritty and all these different things that you basically build a man. Like, it can't be like that. It has to be some solid things that's important to you that you're not willing to waver on.
Miss K5 said picky is saying I don't want to date him because he has curly hair.
Right.
Yeah, like that's being
something
picky.
That has no reverence on how he treats you, or, you know, now granted you're attracted to what you're attracted to, but if he's a cute guy and you don't like a guy with curly hair, he's still cute to you, so you can't rule him out just because you don't like his hairstyle. Because first of all, guys go bald every day, every day.
Yeah.
So keep on falling in love with that straight hair, long hair, curly hair, fade. I'll be gone.
Yeah, someday. And one individual on my Facebook status, the whole picky word really had like grinded her ears. And she was saying picky, there's no such thing as being picky. Because essentially what you are saying is take whatever attention that you get.
Right.
So,
which is true, because when people, if I'm in somewhere and 10 guys walk up to me, I get to pick which one I like. Mm-hmm. That doesn't make me picky, because guess what? If I like all 10 of them, y'all be talking about me. If I was like flirting with every one of them, she liking every guy to come holler at her. She don't have any standards.
And then on the flip side, we had somebody say, I think a better word for picky would be preference. Because they're just basically you saying I'm picky because I don't like you or certain things about you, and really I wouldn't like that about anybody. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just my preference, though. Yeah. That has nothing to do with what anybody else has going on with themselves.
But I think the line, like the final line we were talking about, and the maturity comes when you meet a guy that may be funny, he may have a good job, may be nice, he may come from a good family, but he's a little shorter than you like, and you still talk to him, because the picky can't overrule your standards, because at that point you're cheating yourself out of a possibility. Right. Like, granted, you can talk to him and still not like him, maybe be no chemistry, but you don't want to cut that chance just because he's shorter than you and not give a try.
And that's when your standards should always overrule the picky, because the standards is really why you like somebody. Like, that's why when we see people who may not be attractive to us, but they are madly in love with somebody and somebody's madly in love with them. And me and Pierre say all the time, and this is only something that we've realized the older we've gotten, it's not all about the looks. And the more you like somebody, the better their look to you. Absolutely. Because at the end of the day, it's about the mind. You can look good all day.
And be like, what about seeing him? His personality.
Now they bald. It's like, I can see you every day, all day, and you look like a gift from God and you treat me like the devil in hell himself. So at the end of the day, you got to make sure your standards are very, very more beating your pick.
One of the comments I got is, oh wait, did you read that one? No, you read.
No, I'm not on yours.
Standards are more so religious, moral, educational, some physical features or characteristics that add to the well-being of your relationship. Picky are things that are not necessary to the well-being of your relationship, i.e. your boyfriend or girlfriend has to wear certain things or have particular skin color.
Correct. Sure. And Conquer Excel said being picky is like having an overstated opinion. Having standards is like stating facts, take it or leave it. Yeah, standards are non-negotiable.
Right.
Like, this is what it is and this is what it isn't. And can't nobody take that from you. If that's how you feel, then that's how you feel. And that's what one of the guys commented. He said, you know, and if people want to call it picky, then be picky. You're not shortchanging anybody but yourself if that's what you're being. Like, don't ever be the person that didn't get picked, mad that you didn't get picked and you're calling somebody picky. Mm-hmm. Then that just wasn't it. And he or she probably saved you from themselves.
Yeah, and I think to a certain extent, we all should be picky in who we want to include in our life, boyfriend, girlfriend, family, friends. You know, you can know all your family, but I don't mean everybody got to be invited to everything because maybe this person isn't good for the energy, not good for the goal, you know, whatever. So it's like you do have to be some kind of some points to in your best interest. And somebody commented and said, same thing, you can be picky if you want. If that's who you want to be with, then that's who you want to be with. We can't help who we're attracted to. And then they also said, for me, at the end of the day, we all have standards. And personally, I would rather be alone than settle for less than my standards because someone who doesn't meet my standard is not the one for me. Best way, I guess, to end this would say, keep your standards honorable, for lack of a better word, so that you're not just naming things you don't like. You know, they're honorable. They have, you know, some type of something to stand on, something behind it. Which is true. I feel like I sound nervous.
Well, I think your voice is just a little shaky.
Nervous.
And like I mentioned earlier, a comment we had said some of us have standards that we can't even bring to the table. You can't expect a man or a woman to spoil you, and you have never been able to do the same for them. You can't expect what you can't give, guys. Like, that's women and men. And I will say both sides of the fence, men and women have unreasonable standards sometimes. Yes. And the standard is really you being picky, but you make it a standard, yes, which shows, in a sense, the type of person that you are.
And this is what something that, I don't know if I had a revelation or if I read this somewhere today, but when you said being picky, and I don't know what you just said, but if you dated somebody, a standard, okay, let's make solid. Let me get on the right track. So that comment I read that said, when you don't know what you want, you become picky. That, to me, that means you can't have a standard if you haven't experienced it. So when you dated this last person, if they were nice and respectable, but maybe they, I don't know, wasn't as affectionate for you, when you go on to the next guy, you want nice and respectable, but you know more you don't affection. Want, yeah. Right. So you have experienced that standard and you're able to make it a standard. When you haven't experienced it and you try to make it a standard, you're not really sure. It's not like,
a necessity.
It's like built on false claims. Yeah. Like it's just a trial and error thing. So when you don't know what you want, so when you don't know what you want and you're naming things that you don't like, you don't know that to be true and to be fact. So it's almost like you're better to be open and then figure out your standards than to automatically say what you think and what you like and all that, you know, so specifically. And
in reality, let's be real, standards are only created from experience. So, right. So, like the comment I got, she was just saying how the standards that we have acquired off rip without the experience is things that have been put on us socially, like, or things that we've heard is to be true. Like the man should lead the household. The man should work. The man should provide for his family. The man should do this. The woman shouldn't make more than the man. The woman should cook. The woman should clean. Like the back and forth of it. When in reality, we all have life to live on our own. And for me and my husband, maybe him cooking and cleaning and me going to work is what works for us.
I remember what I was trying to say. So when I was talking about how if you have an experience, it can't be a standard, that also goes to the point of when we feel like guys have a long standard, like this girl commented and said all the things you got to be, and you got to be cute, but you got to be strong, but you got all these things, and it's like it's a very complex person, granted, it may exist. But if you haven't had that person,
Don't
you don't know if you can handle it. And newsflash, if you had her, you will be with her. And so the fact that you have a standard of this amazing person that you haven't met yet, or that you haven't even dealt with those type of things with somebody, is unrealistic.
And let's also say you attract what you are. So the reason why you still saying you want all this is because you never had it. And it's because if, like she said, if you did have it, you won't be prepared for it because you never had it. Right. And you just talking about what you want off of pictures and videos and trying to live through somebody else. And that's when you just really got to live your own life. When
you do meet the person that's just all your standards on your list.
Then what? You're not ready. Then what you going to do with it? Nothing. Waste it. Lose it. And be looking dumb. Like a lot of y'all look today.
Okay, well, I had something that was very interesting. It was talking about what does it mean to have high standards. And the person outlined the difference between being picky and discriminating, which I thought was very interesting. So there was a story about this girl who went out on a couple of dates with this guy. They would have a good time and stuff, but he wouldn't, like, call her afterward, and she would spend a night with him sometimes, whatever. But every time they had another date, it was kind of her idea, but he was always down or whatever. So eventually she got tired of that because, you know, he wasn't taking the initiative or whatever. And she was saying, although there were different things that the girl could have done differently, her problem is a broader one. She isn't discriminating enough. So after the second time or first time even, when he didn't take initiative and he didn't act like he cared about what was going on, that's when you discriminate against a type of person that's doing this type of thing, which again goes to experience. Mm-hmm. You know, once you dealt with it. So she said, there's a difference between being picky and being discriminating. Being picky is about focusing on traits and other details that look good on the surface. Being discriminating is about using good judgment and focusing on how well a man treats you and how you connect with him. So once again, you can't be both. So when you're being picky, that's an internal thing. You're like, I don't like that. Discriminating is for the better of yourself and y'all together and your well-being.
And then another thing could be, I like how they use the word discriminating when really it's just elimination. You know, I don't need that. But
discriminate from here on out,
right?
But then any other
then it's discriminated because I don't like it. Mm-hmm. And that becomes to men that aren't men in themselves. Those are the things that they call picky. Like, you know, she real nitpicky. She want me to do this. She want me to do that. And it's like, when in our reality, once a person cares for you, man or woman, they want to know that you care back. Right. And unfortunately, things like keeping in contact, wanting to see me, checking on me to see how I'm going, checking on me to see if my day is going good. Those are just things that come along when you really care about somebody. Really? Like, that's just what happens, I think. Now, granted, it could be a disconnect in some ways for some people because they care about people that they don't communicate with all the time. As far as family, because family is usually your first interaction with communication and how you deal. And from family is how you end up treating other people until you learn otherwise. Right. So, granted, for some people, the family interactions they have are the reasons that they may act a certain way towards their significant other or somebody that they're interested in. And on one part, you don't see what's wrong with it because this is how you grew. This is how you were treated family to family, but on the other sense, that's when we have to be grown-up adults and individuals and be open-minded to change and know that things are done differently, and compromise definitely has to happen when you're trying to be with somebody.
Very true. I was trying to find this one. Well, this one was about the unrealistic standards. Did any guys comment?
Because I feel like some women do have unrealistic standards.
Yes.
Some men do too. Yes. Both parties, not to bash anybody. I feel like both individuals have unrealistic standards at times.
Well, we have a guy that said, my standards never been too high nor contradictive. I just want my woman to be loyal to me, keep it real, hurt my feelings with the truth if need be. Not to be predictable sexually, be a leader. I love how he said, I just want my woman to be, and I'm on number 10.
And now he got everything.
Educated and independent. Nobody wants a friendly woman or a woman everyone's had. Okay.
And nobody wants a man that everybody's had.
Okay, so this brings me to my point. So that, what he just described, is a lot of things. You may find 3, you may find all, whatever.
Right.
But similar to, I said this before on this show, it was this Nicki Minaj special when she's getting a lot of slack for being a boss, and she was saying how complicated it is to be a woman in charge. People want you to be cute, and you got to be sexy. You got to be in charge, but you have to be talented, but you have to be stern, but then you can't be a bee, and then you got to be this. And she was like, I can't be all of those things and get my job done. Mm-hmm. And I feel like, so this raises the question, which I'll ask myself first, and I pose it to all the other ladies listening, maybe just Miss K. Fife. Have you ever had to not lower your standard, but feel that you've had to
suppress
your different
your
facets, all the different things.
Your feminism.
Because I think so often, we talked about this before, the very thing guys are attracted to us about are the things that
they don't like after a while.
it's like, because when you first meet me in the club, you're like, oh, you feisty, oh, you this, you that. But you don't take no mess. But when you the mess, and I ain't taking it, now you like chill, and that's a problem. And it's like, you can't have it both ways, because if I'm independent and educated and a leader, you're not going to be able to fool me with any kind of bull crap, and then, be calling out saying, whatever, now calling me out on it. And I feel like the only time I feel like I've ever, which really don't even count, because I think now I'm just way, child, take it or leave it. But I feel like in high school to college, who I was dating, I feel like I didn't suppress myself. I feel like I had a moment where I was like, Javon, what are you doing?
But
are you being yourself? But it was like, girl, you out here blossoming,
I don't feel like you suppress yourself. I just felt like you wasn't as deep. Like you wasn't deep into it, so it was just kind of I really don't care if it goes left or right. It's like I don't care.
But on the line, when I felt like when it was
time to leave.
Yes, when it's like, what are we doing here? What am I doing? I'm too, I'm on my way somewhere,
and you ain't doing
nothing. And I'm just like, I'm blossoming out here. Shout out to Martika, she was blossoming with me, holding me down. We were doing it together. Ladarius, hey, he said, I don't know if I could even think of all that stuff. He said, well, honey, you better get on your list, Ladarius. You're behind.
We have a comment.
That's why you're single. I'm just kidding.
We have a comment. She said, I used to be unrealistic, picky, but now I'm more open. But I still would not compromise on how you make me feel. And that's the most important part. Life is a feeling process. And you cannot change the way somebody make you feel. If they don't give you the feels, baby, it ain't it. We talk about the nice guy and the nice girl losing all the time. But if the nice guy and the nice girl ain't giving you the feels, he ain't it. And it is what it is. Now that should be the number one standard. If I can't feel it, I can't feel it.
That's the number one comment today, first of all. Because that's where it all lies. Because like we said, if he give you the feels and you don't like his curly hair, guess what? You gonna love
that curly hair. It's like, girl, I don't really like his curly hair, but ain't nobody ever made me feel. And that's the first, when you ask people about a person or whatever, it's like, what is it? What is it? What they do? You wouldn't even, that's not your type. It's like, ain't nobody ever made me feel like this before.
Another way to look at it, which I like to do when we talk about relationships, is take it general. Relationships in your life. Like, you love your mama not because she lost a lot of weight.
Right.
Not because her hair be laid. Your friend is your best friend because she been there for you. Not because she always cute and, all that stuff. And it's like, we need to apply the same, in any relationships we have, we need to apply the same things. Like, are you giving or taking in my life? Are you making me feel better about today? Do I feel worse after I talk to you? That's not going, at the end of the day, it's not going to matter what you wearing, what you got on.
Yep. And that's good because whether mama fat, skinny, ugly, or tall, that's your mama. And I will say, y'all men know how to be dedicated because on Mother's Day, I don't see the most attractive moms. But that boy,
sound like your daddy.
But that boy will post his mama and he would say what?
She's the most beautiful woman in the world. You sound like your daddy. Oh, I can't believe I just participated in that. We gotta make a new highlight video.
Hey, I'm telling y'all, and the lady ain't beautiful. That's how you know. You know what you know, and if they make you feel a type of way, they make you feel a type of way. And y'all don't run away from them feels. Don't run away.
Okay, Miss K Life said, I'm a turned up personality individual, and at one point I found myself turning down because I was attempting to be on chill. Yes, that's what I was trying to say. And I learned to stick true to myself no matter what. Ladarius, yeah, that's what it is. Gotta have the feels, yes. But that's what I was trying to say, Miss K5. Like, you just kind of turning your, you might not be.
And
I'm a dancer. When I go somewhere,
I was just about to say, that's true.
I might not be dancing as much as I dance. And if you know me, you're like, what's going on?
And we've had those talks like, girl, we went out, but wait till he see me turned up. I don't know if he gonna be ready for that. It's like, because it's levels in different spaces, those levels are allowed to produce themselves. And
everybody wants somebody to accept all levels. So
because if he's not the turn up type, you should be the turn up type.
Yeah,
like it's okay.
Balance.
Yeah, it's definitely okay. Even if opposites don't attract, if both of y'all be turned up, y'all both gonna know how to chill out too. Like, okay, now somebody gonna have to nudge somebody, because somebody gonna have to know. Okay, now we need to get this together. We gotta wind it on down. But I definitely feel like standards are necessary.
Yeah,
having a standard is a necessity, and that's just like anything in life. You have to set
Yes, and a point to the having demanding standards from people, things that you don't have. The problem that comes with that is that you're very unaware of what that life feels and looks like. So if I have I'm expecting a standard from a man. Maybe I want him to be in good shape, and I don't go to the gym. And now he wants to go to the gym when I want to go to lunch. You want him to go to lunch because you're not a person committed to going to the gym. So you can't expect a standard when you're not even in that realm. You have no idea what it means to maintain the standard you're expecting. And at what point, y'all not going to be able to understand. There's no common ground. So it's like you can't have a family-oriented person and you ain't talk to your mama. You can't do that. Like, it will not work. Like, you won't get it.
It just needs to be reasonable enough to where, like what Miss K5 said, you can't withdraw what you don't deposit. Like, it's really that simple. Now, when it comes to being picky, that's like another kind. That's your thing. Nobody's losing but you. It's your thing. If you want to be picky, if you want to have all the standards like Chili.
No, I was about to talk about her.
On Chili's,
but I have another point.
Like the show she had, it and her, because she literally had a list. And the list grew every episode. It was something else that she took from somebody that she didn't like, so it was automatically like a cancelization. But the thing about her list was that the standards just became unrealistic almost. It's like, then you don't, not that she didn't want anybody, but I just feel like, okay, like say me and you, we're dating, y'all. Let the world know. Right. We're dating and say I do something that, and this is real life, I do something that annoy you, but you've learned to bear. But it's like that first day you went on with Tommy, he did it and he was automatically X'd out. Right. So I think that some of the list sometimes is interchangeable.
But that's what the person was saying in one of the articles. Like,
discriminate.
You have to learn that you can't take, because the next time if you meet a finer guy but he has that same tendency,
it's like you already know you don't like.
You can't take it because you already dealt with that. That's when you gotta discriminate. But I disagree only because, for one, I don't think that she doesn't have a list, but I do think for the show it was made to be, that was her show was based on. But the reason I don't think it's picky or unrealistic is because she was all the things she wanted. She didn't drink, she didn't smoke, she worked out. So, and that's common ground. Now that's true. It's almost like if I like football, almost somebody like football, and I like somebody like basketball and hockey. Now you say I'm picky, but it's like that's what I do. So it's like the thing she does. How could she hang out with somebody that smokes and drinks?
Because she don't like that.
Or somebody don't take care of themselves. So it's like the thing she had, rightfully so.
And then at the end of the day, it's just like, it's just like, I'm sure she's good with that.
Yeah.
Then that's the good side of it. She's good with her list being however long it is, and her still not quote unquote finding somebody or whatever. She's good with that. Still in her own space.
This is the difference, though, Ladarius. So I think about closing off the field. No. I know we said that. If those things, like if we just take the three things we just said, smoking, drinking, and working out, you're not gonna have time for nothing. You're not gonna feel like those are things. And I'm not. Maybe her list should be shorter on the non-negotiables. I don't know what list that is. But if she likes somebody that doesn't smoke and drink and works out, the feels are almost not gonna last. Almost like That's like,
but you need to stop smoking.
It's like,
but
you
need to stop drinking.
Because it's like somebody I meet that say I love watching TV and they hate watching TV. There's gonna come a point where the woo wears off and we have to interact every day. We live together, we're on the couch, and you like turn the TV off. That's gonna become, it's gonna be
or it could work in the positive, and the things that you learn to deal with, quote unquote, actually do change, because then it becomes the compromise in a relationship and the person saying, I do love them enough to.
But I don't mean that you can't deal with
a comment.
I don't mean you can't deal with things as much as it's a common interest. And I feel like for Chili, she's very into her body and herself. She wants somebody that takes care of themselves. So to her, if you smoke and drink and you don't work out, you don't take care of yourself. So, it makes sense. But then there's a lot of people, let's not act like we wouldn't date. We don't think something of somebody who doesn't drink, and we do. So it's no different. The reason Chili got stuck is because she was on the better side of perfection almost. Like the things she wanted were which I've said before about the way we look at things. We giving her slack for wanting somebody that's upstanding almost. Since more people drink, she's crazy for wanting somebody.
That don't
Is it harder to find? Absolutely. But she doesn't make her nothing wrong with her, because if I met somebody that say they never drink ever and they think something or they never do something I do, there's gonna become something. You're gonna think they judging you. Are we gonna be able to have fun? All those things are gonna run through your mind.
And he said true. I was just saying in general for people like 6'4", 6 figures, or long hair, pretty eyes. Yeah, that's
now one thing I will say about Chili, she was open to a lot of
she was open to
white boys, some Filipinos.
She was open to the physical as far as facial and what you look like. If you was black, Hispanic, Mexican, whatever, she was open to that, which is how I know.
Yeah, but
it just is what it is.
If you're open, period, to dating, you shouldn't be that specific with heights and stuff like that, because a cute short guy could just be that cute when you see him. And if he's cute when you see him, I feel like there's no problem with giving him a chance. So now if you're not open to dating, then you may only be moved if the 6'5" fine guy walk in the room, which is fine. That's not the phase that you're in. But if you saying you want to find somebody and you out meeting people, that ain't gonna work with me.
And one comment we got was simply being equally yoked. And it's okay to compromise, but you still have to be yoked in an equal format. And that's really true too. And I just feel like whether you have a standard or not, let's just say, quote unquote, who you attract and who you'll end up being with is who you'll end up being with. Just because I don't have to necessarily say out loud, boom, 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 this is what it is. But as a person, that's just like the feels. It's like, I know how I feel, period, about this or about that. And I won't mesh with nobody that doesn't feel the same way that I do. Or close to it, or being open-minded about it.
Yes, and you're completely right, because we know people that have avoided the people that they possibly need to be with. Because I think we give girls this bad rep for having high standards, but a guy knows a girl with standards he can't meet in a minute. And it's not, and he'll be intimidated and leave. We talked about it before. Tamara called it the Marion type or something, when she was on the real, she was saying when she was in college, people didn't want to date her because she was the Marion type. Meaning, I ain't trying to do that. I'm trying to wild out. You legit. You got standards. You ain't taking no mess. I can't even fool with you. So let's not act like the high standard girl is out here losing. She's only losing because you're not ready, but she's getting a bad rep for the wrong reason.
And then it's like, that's the not the high standard girl, but the girls that just set themselves up so far. It's like, you still single or you still? It's like, I mean, I'm not complaining though. Yeah. Are you mad or?
And standards are so relative, because if I grew up, depending on where I grew up, a standard for me may be a man needs a job, because I didn't have a man. I ain't never met no man that got no real job. I never met a man that went to college. That's my standard. And the people that I grew up with, my homegirls, they may think, Pierre, you bougie. You think you need a man that went to college? They think that standard is too high. But if all my friends, we all went to college, and I want a man that has a career path, I'm on track in the environment I'm in. So it's like, they're relative, and let's be real, they're relative and intimidating to the people that don't have them. So if I'm the girl hanging around my friend and she want a guy with a degree and I ain't got a guy with a degree, I'm like, girl, where you gonna find a guy with a degree? Now I got all these problems with your standards.
Right. And one thing about the job thing you said, that's one comment a guy put on my status. He was just saying, you can be however, you can expect whatever, but when it comes down to a man, one thing you can't be picky about. You can, but
about what job he has.
It's what job he has, because at the end of the day, it's about, is he working? And you never can take from somebody if they're working, because let's keep it real. A lot of us doing stuff that we don't want to do, but we doing what we got to do.
Right.
So if he's even in the field of trying, that shows you that he has an ambition that he'll stand at McDonald's and take orders until he can find his corporate job, or until he can figure out what it is that he really want to do. You can't take that
and not even ambition as much as real life reality and a work ethic, because you not wanting to work at McDonald's, but I ain't got no job and I'm gonna just be on the couch all day. It's not that, you're not winning no battle. You just saying, I ain't working at no McDonald's, so you just not gonna get up and do anything. So it's
I go to work every day.
Right. You can't. Right. I don't got the best job. I don't got the job I want, and I don't expect you to have a job you want or not want. But I do expect you to be somewhere in the path of the field of trying to do something. And I think you can't pick and choose what a guy's doing, because that emasculates the guy. Because at the end of the day, we're looking at the guy to be, in charge, maybe pay for stuff, whatever, to be what we look at men to be.
And let's also say, guys don't look down on us about what we do.
Girls at Walmart, Wells Fargo.
Girls at Walmart got a job. I mean, a man. Girls at McDonald's got a man.
That's very
managers true. At McDonald's, managers at Harrison. It don't matter. So you can't. That's a double standard there. That it's just not fair. It's like, first you say he need a job. got a job. Where you work at? He work at McDonald's. All you said was I needed a job. You ain't say what it was. Can I
that's
provide?
when we get back to the fields, because if he give you the fields, he get the fields at Chili's or Ruth Chris.
Hello.
So it doesn't matter.
Or McDonald's or Bojangles.
And speaking of double standards, I did have a comment about the guy that said he didn't want the girl that was over friendly. She said, "Well, that means we don't want a guy that's been everywhere either. If you was a hoe, you should.
She said, if you was a hoe, then you need to get with a hoe.
But that's
so
true
y'all
though.
Can be on the same level.
I been there, done that. Dating somebody everybody like, everybody want, everybody
and still do. And everybody's still looking crazy.
Right. So it's like, that's just, it's set up for disaster.
And that's when you just forget the feels. Because sometimes the feels can't go but so far.
Yeah, basically.
Just like
which is when you have to start discriminating.
All you got left is your standards and your discrimination.
And your dignity.
And your dignity. Walk away with something, baby. Yeah, we ain't worried. Just work and want more if you ain't got it. As far as the men worrying about a woman. Correct.
Yeah. I mean, because, and two, I feel like if I'm a man and there's a woman that's not working for no reason, she looking for somebody to pay for her everything, you know?
Yeah.
That's what would be my first thought.
Somebody said work ain't
working and looking for women to pay for everything.
Right. Somebody said work ain't honest, but it pays the bills.
I'm working at honest.
That's another thing.
Did I have another comment? Oh no. I don't know. That's all my comments though, I think.
Mine were pretty much summed up, and it was a lot of paragraphs.
My only other thing with standards being relative was they also depend on your age. Like things that with the standards I had in high school and the standards I had now, and rightfully so, because I wasn't in the realm. I wasn't in the life I'm in. Some things you don't even think about. Some things don't matter. And once again, you have to experience it to know, okay, this ain't it. Like, I can't deal with somebody that does this, this, and that, or whatever. And then, of course, the obvious, when we have bills now and we have real things going on, we're not just going to class, of course your standards are going to shift. So it's like, and I think that's a mistake that I learned that I make with when I get into, I don't want to say preachy, but when I get into my lectures to like younger girls, you're trying to tell them from where you are, but that's not where they are. So it's kind of like, even though they get it and they can comprehend it and understand it, it's still just like, that's not the world they in. It's hard to tell somebody something. I'm 28 and you 20. You're not even living that life. You still in college.
Some more picky comments.
Uh-oh.
Telling a woman not to be picky is the wrong move. While men out here dictating how vaginas should look, that one, they will never see.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Or two, they know they do not want to see, but it better look that way if you want the man that eventually sees it to want.
Okay. I don't know about the second part, but I completely get the first part. That's real true.
Yeah.
That's real true.
Because men, y'all going a whole, I don't want weed. I don't want natural. She got to be skinny. She got to be slim thick. She got to be thick. She got to be fat. I don't want her this big. Her toes need to be done. Her hair, she got a nose ring. Ew, her eyebrows look crazy. Oh, she don't wear makeup. Oh, I want her to wear makeup. Oh, she can't have bundles. Ooh, I want her to have birth. What?
And that's the difference. I think when we think picky with men, we think a lot of physical things. When we think picky with women, we think a lot of the job and materialistic
right.
things.
Women are more, their pick is more because they got to pick. The man pick is more what I'm looking at, what I see. Because y'all don't ever say, do she work? What kind of car does she drive? Does she have a college degree? No. Did she go to high school? Does she have a GED? Does she have kids? Y'all don't even ask that.
Yeah.
Then this is what y'all want to know. What she look like.
And the crazy thing is, which I think I've said this before, I feel like there are so many different women. When I was in Houston, I was thinking this at brunch. Black people in general come in so many shapes and sizes. But women, the same, you can name the same exact light skin, short, this, and she'll look completely different than another light skin, whatever. With guys, you get tall, short, big, skinny, and then they can swag it out the way they want to. With girls, you can have short hair, no hair, afro, natural, perm, bundles, makeup, big lips,
little lips,
big
no
butt,
lips,
small waist, big waist, small butt, no chest, big. You got all these things combinations, and it's like,
legs.
And it's like no wonder guys be all over the place.
And one of the guys was commenting, he was like, fight for what you want. If somebody else feel like it's unrealistic, that's their thing. But if that's what you want, then that's what you want. But also know that you might be ending up alone in the long run, if that's what it is.
And you know, what's the harm in if you haven't found your standard yet, trying something different?
And also the young lady commented back and said, and what's wrong with ending up alone for some people? Some people may very well be okay with setting the standard and nobody ever meeting that standard, and they're okay with not settling. In their mind, that's what they're not settling. Granted, I'm not saying it's right, but she's just saying it's better to end up alone than to end up with somebody you settle for.
Yeah, because a lot of people out here doing that too. So, true enough. Yeah, I don't want to settle. No. But okay. Any other comments? Ladarius said yes. So many. LOL.
And then
I ain't got no time.
Right, we know. Shout out to Ladarius, ladies, if you're single, ready to mingle.
No, what if somebody met each other and not comment? That's what I was thinking whenever I was going back and
Well,
forth.
if more people would comment while they listening, that would be a dynamic hit.
If somebody said, well, I'm all those things, blah, blah, blah.
What's up?
Or maybe they argue back and forth and he liked it and he DM'd her.
Right, what's up, at L.
Let us know if you met anybody in our comments, y'all. If he's successful.
Well, Ladarius did have somebody in our comments like a year ago.
Only listen for him.
Only listen one time. He never came back.
Yeah, right.
But God is good. Either way, at the end of the day, have a standard, set your standards, but also don't be afraid to be open-minded. Have your standards, set your standards, but also don't be afraid to be open-minded.
Yes.
Don't be afraid to be open-minded because, like Pierre said, experience. That's the only way you'll know. And I might have a standard of A, and I end up meeting B, and he give me the feel, so I might give B a chance.
Yeah, basically.
And B might end up making the standards higher for the other people.
There you go. You never know till you try. So we got the
high heels and high standards. Shout out to the women out there with high standards.
Yes.
Shout out to the men.
I got a good quote for the women with high standards too, by the way. The quote is she's not high maintenance, she has high standards, and you have low effort.
And see, cause that's what the gag is. The gag is y'all just can't handle the standard.
You got to try hard. That's what I said. Ain't nobody ever told me I was picky that I picked.
Hello. They just lost because they weren't ready to play the real game. Because we the real deal, baby.
And don't we say guys are choosing? Ain't the same thing?
Ain't no local jokers running around here.
Yeah, but for real.
We top-notch clearance,
and
baby.
that low effort is so real because the older I get, the more the person that ain't your standard and not your standard, but ain't what you thought you liked is the one with all the effort, honey.
Yeah.
So y'all trying to mold these people that ain't giving no effort and thinking you got, and that's what really mess with your mind. If you ain't securing yourself, when you start thinking, am I expecting too much? Am I tripping? And I'm being, all this, that, and the third. It's like, no. People is dropping the ball. People don't have no effort. Ain't nothing wrong with you, baby girl.
Yeah, and then you get to this point that the comment I just got, I'm at the point of, if it happens, it happens. And if it doesn't, I'm okay too. Settling just isn't a question anymore. Because being alone doesn't mean you're lonely. And if a man can't stand up to what you have to offer, don't ever feel like you got to sit down so he can be at the table with you.
Hello.
No. We don't need no weaklings at the table with us.
And once again, my favorite way to look at it, we don't do that with our friendships. We don't do that with other people.
Hello.
We do
you
not
ain't hanging with no scoundrels.
You not... Ladarius said, preach. I don't trip on women because I ain't got no effort right now. Ladarius.
Hey, living your truth.
But Ladarius had the same stance for the
but
whole
he's
time
a lover,
we've been doing the
first
show.
of all. So Ladarius, you do have effort.
Jump off. Not
he's a jump off right here, y'all.
Not he's a jump off, but he wants to jump. Like that's what you're not in the love yet. You want for the jump offs.
Right. But if he found the love, he will.
If we found the love, we would have to help him.
He would try.
I hope he would listen to us because we've been trying to help a lot of people that haven't taken our advice. I hate to tell you,
they ain't took it for themselves, let alone for somebody else.
Ladarius.
Bye. Okay, now that's the biggest excuse.
Yeah.
That's the biggest.
Yeah. Okay, so anyway, speaking of Ladarius and everybody that didn't take our advice, if you didn't listen earlier, we're having a Christmas party, December 23rd for all our loyal listeners. It'll be like our wrap-up party for the year before we shift into doing more live events at Sydney's Martini bar.
Sydney's Martini bar.
Like we said, we need to be there before 10 o'clock, so 9:30ish is the goal. Yeah, so hopefully everybody can come out. We'll be, like we said, we'll be putting it in like a group or something on Facebook or texting you. But just reserve your calendar. December 23rd. Dress nice.
Friday night.
Yeah.
It's Friday. And we're going to have a good time. It'll be a live band and then till like 11
Yeah.
It'll be a live band, and then after that, the DJ comes in. We can rock out till 2 in the morning. Feel free to buy your favorite host's favorite host some drinks.
Hey.
We'll be willing to take shots with y'all. We'll be down for the
I don't
turn
take
up.
shots no more.
Pierre will be willing.
No.
The turn up will be real.
Let's document this. No.
But yeah, we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. We hope y'all continue to enjoy y'all Thanksgiving weekend. Thank you for giving us an hour of y'all time. Be safe. Love, peace, and hair grease. This is Nelly P.
I'm Pierre Javon.
This is Fair Game.
Life's not fair.
But we are. Hey.